So I've gotten a download about, it's not a download, it's a memory, is what it is. They're memories. Like, I've thought about this many times. And, like, what are the downloads? What are the upgrades, so to speak? What are those about? What is that really? And it's memories. This is why, even though, like, there's a lot of evidence for reincarnation, and it's not in the ways that we think it is. It's like anyway, I'm not gonna talk. Many months ago, I think about a year ago, I was getting memories about stop, boo, please stop, about timelines and about Jacob's ladder kind of stuff. And what it looked like to me was like on a curve. It was like a curve, like bowed out. And it was like an energetic strand that kind of looked like DNA, but confirmation, that kind of looked like DNA, but not. Yeah, but not. But it had that kind of spiral shape. But it was like curved. It was like, and it wasn't necessarily that the thing, it's like I was perceiving it as concave or convex, would be outward. And along this ladder was every different, like, not every different timeline, but every different, like, stage of the human. For me, for you, for everybody. And I could see it, like, when there was kind of like a median, and then it went up and it also went down, like for the lower archetypes that we all play. And I thought, well, I didn't really know what to think at first. It was really visually really beautiful, so I didn't, like, it was very intimately involved with this vision that I was having, so I really wasn't thinking much about it. But later, about a year later, and I thought about this at the time, but I like to settle into things before I say that I know that's what it is. Because, like, true wisdom knows when to keep its own counsel and when to hold its peace, is all I could say about that. But I've continuously gotten this message that there are multiverses, but it's all around us. Like, it's all around us. It's not necessarily something out there. And other things are bound by, I guess you could call them wormholes. Some of them are portals, though. And we do a lot more time slippage than we think we do. But all around this Jacob's ladder that I was seeing were, like, not only up and down, like latitude, but longitude too, going from left to right. And this was like the sphere of the people around you. Like, that's what I was seeing. Excuse me. And it was incredible to see. It looked like something that I've seen in some like Hindu ideas. Like, that's exactly what it reminded me of. This vision was like that. It looked very like multiverse type perspective. And it was stunningly beautiful, but it made sense to me that that's what it was like. That's if humans were to view it the way that we see things, that's what it would be. Like, that's what it would look like to us, to our brains, and to, well, because your eyes tell your brain, what information that is, but, or it's interpreted somewhere along the line. Anyway. But all these timelines exist around us. And one of the things that I realized when I started down, like, the whole road of deliverance, and which is great, I wouldn't not recommend it. I just think we should understand what we're really doing sometimes. And that there's a really spiritual aspect to it, and there's also, like, just telling your ego to fuck off. That thing is nasty sometimes. Ugh. But all these different timelines exist all around us. And one of the things, like I was saying in Deliverance, was like, I realized how fragmented my soul was. Literally, I was everywhere. I mean, all over the place. And I had dropped pieces of myself, like, all over the place. And it took me a while to be certain about what was going on. But slowly but surely, I was gaining parts of myself back, and I recognized that for what it was. And I thought, that's different, that's interesting. And that was a big part of it, was soul fragmentation. A huge part of it. But those timelines existing all around us, when we say that, like, God is timeless, like that God is eternal, and that we have a part of that eternity, we go off in all directions amongst this ladder that goes up and down and left and right. It goes both ways. And you know what it looks like to me when I've seen that, when I saw it? And I mean, I could see it right now, but what it looks like to me is like one of the biblical angels that's covered with eyes. That's what it looks like to me. It's like a collective of energies. Very powerful. But anyhow, I was just getting more information on the timelines and how having dreams of being other people and things like that, they're more real than you think they are. A lot of it's memory. A lot of it is. And sometimes you're experiencing things on different timelines, like straight up, that's what it is. And it can make you feel stretched and also, and like compressed, you know, on the opposite end of that spectrum. And time seems to like slip really fast and then go really slow and like hit the brakes all of a sudden. The only thing I can really figure that it's tied to is, of course, the lunar and solar cycles, as well as the luminary cycles or the planetary cycles. And it's all I can say is that I go to the Lord to interpret things for me, that I ask Him, whatever that energy is, that Christ energy, that Holy Spirit energy that I experience and that's faithful, that's all of those things. It's a matter of discerning it that way for me, because I've like literally leaned to my own understanding and it didn't work. And even looking things up, like I don't look things up unless, like, to try to interpret things. I just really feel like the best answers and the things that make the most sense I get from that Christ energy, that Christ consciousness. There's so many words for it. There's so many ways to describe it, all of them insufficient. But I know that sometimes people that have certain religious viewpoints, I know because I was one of them, tend to stay away from things like studying the stars and the moon and planetary cycles and things like that. It's of the utmost importance and value, both, to at least have some kind of loose understanding of what is going on in the celestial bodies out there, and how they might affect us, and how the moon affects us, and how different cycles affect us. It's important. It's important to know some of it, at least. But and colors, and there's so many things to. Did you know that your brain hallucinates color? It's not actually there. Like, if you get down to the microscopic level of things, like, you know, tiny, there's no color there. Your brain is seeing that. I just really, this whole world, even as totally effed up as it can seem sometimes, I'm fascinated by it. Like, it's very interesting. Fascinating. Anyhow, yeah, different timelines. Like switching back and forth between timelines has been one of the trippiest things. And then like getting pieces of myself back from other times and places. Like different whens and different wheres. Totally weird. Anyhow, if you're watching this, I suspect you've either been through that, are going through that, or you will go through that. So just know, yeah, you're not crazy, you're totally sane. It's just, it can be kind of crazy sometimes. But I kind of wish somebody had like told me that. I didn't really have anybody to talk to, so I kind of just had to figure it out. Anyway, I hope this video finds you blessed. Love, blessings, and compassion to everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Peace be with you.